what this is? Of course you don't, because I haven't told you yet, but I'll give you a hint. It smells good, it lights when you burn it, and you need a lighter to burn it. It's a candle. If you guessed anything other than a candle, you might be a little bit weird, but that's okay because we don't judge around here. This isn't just any candle though. This is a coffee scented candle. Please don't judge, this is my first attempt. But this is a coffee scented candle, and I have an idea. Because I have that idea, I need your guys' help and I need your opinion on a few different things. But before I ask for your opinions, plural, I'm gonna give you a backstory because I think a backstory leading up to the creation of this is necessary, and I think it'll help you understand the full picture. And we're going back to the year of 2019. The year is 2019, BC, before COVID. And I had just arrived at the University of Iowa as a sophomore, as a transfer student. During my first semester at Iowa, I was trying to make friends and obviously get acclimated with my new university because, again, I went to another university my freshman year. In an effort to ingratiate myself with my new university, I decided to rush a business fraternity because a sorority is just, I don't believe in paying for my friends. That's just my opinion. So a business fraternity was what I went with. So as I'm rushing this business fraternity, there were a series of events and they were all like professional, you know, networking sort of events with the other students in our business school. So I was wearing a lot of business professional attire, and I only at the time owned one pair of Spanx. It was a pair of they're like biker short looking Spanx that come up to about here. As I was going to these events and wearing these biker shorts, the shapewear that I owned, I brought a lot of awareness around the fact that, wow, this is really uncomfortable and it's kind of hot and sticky. And so on a rainy Sunday evening in October of 2019, I vividly remember this night, I decided that if no one else in the world was making sexier shapewear, then it should be me. And thus, Stefania the Label, my small business, which some of you may remember if you've been following me and subscribed to me for a while, was born. 4 months later, after I got the idea, I entered into a pitch competition at my university. I ended up placing first. I got some really great feedback from the professors and the other entrepreneurs that were on the board. I was just about to place my very first order for this business when COVID hit and the cost of goods just absolutely skyrocketed. It was almost literally overnight that things went from, oh yeah, I guess I could make this work, to, oh my God, why is it that much? Eventually all of us got sent home from school and I was back in my hometown and literally doing Uber Eats and DoorDash all day, every day in order to make the money afford the difference of what I thought my order was gonna be to what it now was. Regardless though, if there's one thing about me, I'm gonna make it work. So I made it work, and eventually at the end of summer of 2020, so I got delayed a few months, but whatever, better late than never, I ended up placing my first order and getting my first round of Stefania the Label products in. It was just great. It was a great run. And then it came to the point where it was like, okay, again, we need to expand and grow and maybe release some new colors, yada yada. So now we're like in the summer of 2021, but we made it work. Fast forward to summer of 2022, I ended up entering into another pitch competition. This time a little bit different, wasn't in person, it was through TikTok, but it was for the Adobe Co-Create Small Business Program. I found out about a month after I entered that I was one of 12 applicants that entered into the program and receiving the business grant. Summer of 2022, we were back in business, we were releasing new styles until my manufacturer at the end of summer 2022 informed me that all of the prices yet again were going up. Even with the Adobe grant, it was going to be impossible to sustain. And part of my why, the reason I got into this and wanted to do it in the first place, I wanted to make these pieces, this business, affordable and accessible to women everywhere, regardless of socioeconomic status, regardless of where you live. Like, I wanted these pieces to be affordable and accessible, because a lot of shapewear pieces on the market are very, like, why is it $150? Why is it that much? I mean, I now understand why it's that much, because they have to price at that in order to like run a profitable business, but that was just something that I wasn't willing to sacrifice. I wasn't willing to sacrifice people for profits, right? As we were beginning 2023, I made the very tough decision to halt everything Stefania the Label for the time being until things could stabilize again and it would make sense for me to enter back into the market. I had a couple of bins that were filled with sample fabric, samples of pieces we didn't end up releasing, as well as some pieces that just never ended up selling. Okay, so now you have the very like quick version, like backstory of Stefania the Label. Now let me tell you about this little chunk at the beginning of 2023. So there was a night in 2023 where my boyfriend and I got like, you know when like you get like a ping and you're like, it's like an intuitive download and you're like, oh my God, we should do this. So one night we're sitting there and we're like, wait, it would be really fun to try to make coffee scented candles. We ended up ordering all these different like waxes and things off of Amazon. We were like experimenting with different candles and we made like, I'm pretty sure this is one of them. Yeah, we made this like caramel macchiato candle. We made a cha candle, chai. We were just like having fun with them. We gave them to our friends, we gave them to family. And we had a lot of stuff left over. After a couple of times of like experimenting with it and giving it away as gifts, we kind of just put it in storage and forgot about it. And then last year in May, we moved apartments. So all of this stuff that we weren't actively using and needing in our current apartment all went to storage and was just collecting dust. Finally, fast forward all this time to last weekend. My boyfriend and I finally decided we needed to kind of bite the bullet and go down to our storage unit and clear it out. As we're going through and like cleaning everything out, organizing stuff, we stumble across all of our candle stuff and all of my old Stefania the Label stuff. I was staring at it and he was asking me like, what do you want to do with all of this? And I'm like, well, we're not throwing it out, that's for sure. That's when the fire got lit under my ass. Just a little bit. Last week, I posted this video where I shared with you guys that I am no longer a barista again. So if you want the tea and all that, go watch that video. But with that being said, you guys left some really supportive, encouraging, empowering, just kind comments under that video. And I swear to God, you guys gave me the confidence to do what I'm about to say that I'm gonna do. I've been kind of feeling this for a while, that it's like time to start something new, time to start a new project. I feel like I finally settled into this version of Stefania, which I talked about it a lot last week. I've talked about this in past YouTube videos as well. Like, I feel like the past like year and a half of my life, it's been like me really coming into myself and like finding acceptance and confidence around the person who I am today and letting go of the person who I've been. And with that said, I think there's a reason that I found the candles and the old bins when I did. I think it's divine intervention because I think it's finally like, it's time to start that new thing. I have an idea that I would like to share with you guys, and this is where I need your opinions because I want to do this right. So what if, what if, hypothetically, we combined both concepts? Something old, something new. And not leaving any waste behind. What about combining two things into one? So this is a piece of lace that I cut from one of the old Stefania the Label samples. This is stretch lace, expensive. Trust. I'm about to get crafty, you guys, because why did I cut a piece of this and attached it to one of these little candle tins and made like a cute little lacy candle? And it's no waste. This came from something. It's not just a scrap of fabric that I bought from Joann's. Like, this came from a literal piece that I used to sell through my small business. Pieces that women who bought it when they did are still out there in the world wearing it to this day. But why not combine the two? Like, think about like a caramel macchiato candle. Like this, it smells so good. Or like a mocha, a chai, like a vanilla latte sort of candle. Like, what candles, coffee candle scents interest you guys? Because I have all of these coffee scented fragrance oils and they're not like artificial. That's the part that I like the most. Like, I don't want to make like a artificially smelling caramel macchiato candle where you smell it and you're just like, whoa, that's like way too sweet. No, like, I want you to have this candle in your kitchen and you light it every morning and it smells like you just brewed a fresh cup of coffee. Like, I want that. And then with like sweet undertones underneath it, so it's like as if you're walking into a coffee shop and ordering yourself a vanilla latte or a caramel macchiato or whatever. Do you kind of get what I'm saying here? I don't want to use any dyes. I want to keep it as natural as possible, just the fragrance oil. The wicks that I ordered are also 100% cotton and all natural, so I'm gonna do some trial and error with those this week when they arrive and see what wick size works the best and everything. But I want to keep this product as natural as humanly possible, and I want to share Stefania the Label with you guys now. I realize that, you know, I may not be selling pieces anymore like I was at one point. And I'm not saying that that door is completely shut forever. Not saying that at all. It's just shut for right now because it doesn't make sense to produce right now. but I still want to share Stefani the label, something that I put so much of myself into a few years ago. Like 19-year-old Stephanie, she worked hard for this, and I want to still share it. Like, I don't want to just hide away in bins and storage and completely forget about it. I do want to take it one step further, and this is where I really, really need your guys' help. So if you're still here at this point in the video, thank you so much. I value your opinion very, very much. So if you would be so kind to help me out with this part, that would be incredible. So, truth be told, I really don't like getting very political on my platforms. Kind of shared my opinion on some political topics in the past, and you know, it's tough because it's a very slippery slope, and no matter what side you're on, whatever me as the creator, whatever I post about, like every creator that shares their opinion on a political issue is guaranteed to at least have a few people pissed off at them after it all. Just given my experiences in the past with like sharing, you know, my point of view and my perspective on things politically, I guess I kind of shy away from it, sharing outwardly on social media. I still educate myself in private and still have conversations with friends and family in private, but it's just not something I outwardly share a whole lot. With that said, I also want to recognize that in this situation with everything going on in Gaza, I think hopefully we can all agree that regardless of whatever political side you're on, I think we can all agree that innocent children do not deserve to suffer through this. And I have been reading and educating myself on a lot of statistics, and a lot of them are concerning children, and it's heartbreaking. You know, I realize that at the end of the day, I am just one person, and while I might not be able to change the world yet, maybe one day, but at least I have a platform, and I can use that platform to at least try to help in some way that I can, and this is where I need your help. So I'm thinking that when it comes time, once I'm done with all the trial and error I have ahead of me this week, I'm thinking that when it comes time to launch these and sell these, and I want to have them available in a couple different sizes. This is a 4 ounce, but I'm also going to have them available in 8 ounce as well. But I would like to figure out some way to take a percentage. I'm thinking right now, like anywhere from like 15 to 20% of each sale on one candle, taking that percentage out as a donation. So each sale of every candle that I sell, when it comes time, I would like to take a portion of that sale and donate it to some organization that needs our help. And that's where you guys come in. I've done my research and I have pinpointed a couple different organizations that I think would be really good to support, but I also want to hear your guys' feedback on, you know, if there's any organizations that you are particularly passionate about, or if there are any organizations that you know of that really need people's help right now as it relates to Palestinian children. I would love to know if there are any that you're thinking of that come to mind immediately, or something that you know of that maybe I don't. I want to make a difference with these, and even if it's a small difference, it's still something. And when people have this candle in their home, I want them to be burning it, and I obviously want them to be like, ooh, ooh, that smells like a caramel macchiato. I love it. I want you guys to love it, but I also want you guys, like, while you're burning these candles, to know that you contributed to a good cause and something greater than all of us. Something I also really want to do too, when it comes to like launching these and talking about these on my social media, I also, like, through marketing these candles, I also really want to like share facts and share actual real facts and news to help educate my followers, my subscribers on this entire matter, and not only educate them around it, but I want to have people understand the why behind what we're doing and why it's so important to support these causes and to help people. I would love your guys' feedback. I would love your opinion. I would love suggestions. I'm open to all of it. I am just in the experimentation phase right now. Like, the wicks that I ordered last night haven't even arrived yet. So I still need to experiment and figure out ratios and percentages and like everything that goes into making a damn candle, which, by the way, so much respect for people who make candles full time and like have businesses built around it, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. Okay, I've been surfing YouTube University on candle making, and damn, this is tough. Like, there's a lot of math involved with this. So like, kudos to you guys. Selfishly, I am just really excited to have a small business again. I mean, I really do mystify the label. It's sad how it kind of had to end because of economy, but you know what? It is what it is, and I feel good about this. I feel like this can be the start, or at least a segue into something more down the line, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I do that very often. Yeah, so if you guys wouldn't mind sharing your thoughts and opinions down below, I'm going to be reading all of them. Wish me luck. I'm going to be experimenting this week, and we will chat later. Okay, thank you for listening to all of this, and I love you, and be nice to your baristas. Okay, love you.